Hello everyone, in today's video I want to do some more pages in my usual scraps journal. This was the spread I did a couple of weeks ago, and what I am trying to do is each month use the prompt that we're running in the Facebook group. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I co-host a Facebook group called the Mixed Media Emporium with Kylie Koo, and the prompt this month is clothing tags and other packaging. So this is some of the packaging that I altered a couple of weeks ago for the usual scraps journal. Now, a couple of days ago, I also did this tag here. This was a kit that I bought from Piles of Paragraphs, Laurie Padilla. Now, Laurie is one of the admins in our Facebook group, and she's selling Tag of the Month kits in her Etsy shop. And this was the Tag of the Month for this month, which I purchased from her. And I just think it just works absolutely beautifully with the pages I did a couple of weeks ago. And so I've decided that I want to add this to this page here. I just think the background works really well with the tag, with the brown craft cardstock that I use to mount my tag. And I also like the idea of adding Laurie's business card as well. I think I just want the Piles of Paragraphs. I want to keep this page really simple just because, you know, I like the way that looks. I don't want to overly busy it unnecessarily. So I'm just going to pop that to the one side for a second. And I just want to glue this on. Now I'm going to use a mixture of glue stick and Fabri-Tac, so I'll just add some glue stick there to the bottom of the tag, and a bit of glue stick, a bit of Fabri-Tac as well. This is actually 3 in 1, and the reason I'm using both is that this is sort of like has a glossy texture, and I'm not sure that glue stick on its own would hold particularly well, but just using glue stick gives me a bit of wiggle room. So let me just try and, in fact, move that out of the way. Let's have a look and see. Let's put the tag on the page, and of course also I've got lots of bumpy texture from the page that's underneath it as well. So I'm just going to add that there. I think I want it to go there like that. So there we go, we'll have that there. And then I'm just going to add Fabri-Tac all over the back of the tag as well. So let's do that. Just enough just to make it stick down to the background. There we go, that should do that. I'm keeping this upside down because I'm practically at the end of the tub. So let me stand up just to make sure that I get this in the right place. I like that about there, I think. And I'm just going to weight this down for a minute or two until that glue grabs. In fact, I think the best way to do it might be to stick something on it from this side here. So I'm really happy with that page there. I just love how you can see the detail on the right hand side, and I just love how it flows into the next spread as well. Now this is where the altered packaging comes in. I've got this plastic envelope here. You can see it's got the label on the back. I won't show you all of it because it's got my address details on it. But I kept it just because I thought the colour of the plastic envelope was so pretty. So I've chopped the top off just to level it, and I can have that as a tuck spot. The fact that it's got the label on the back is giving it a bit of stability as well. And I've also pulled out this. Now, this is an envelope from some Happy Mail that I received from Amy of Al John. It was from Papa. If any of you know Amy's channel, you'll know who Papa is, but Papa is Amy's dad, and he sent me the most gorgeous necklace that's up in my bedroom that I do wear. It's beautiful. I should have brought it down so that I could have shown it, but this was what it came in, and so I kept this because I just thought it was so pretty. But I just think this goes absolutely beautifully with the green. It pulls out the green in the details from the tag from Laurie's kit, and so I think I'm going to add that there. I've also got another one of Laurie's details, Piles of Paragraphs, Laurie Padilla. It also gives her Etsy shop details as well, and I just think that looks super on the right hand side of this here, and of course fills that space as well and ties the two pages together. So I'm definitely going to have that there. I'm thinking I prefer it this way around round as opposed to this, just because we've got the whole image of the rose. So that's the reason that I'm doing it this way round. And I'm thinking as well that I'm going to keep these areas here open, just so that I can, you know, have that as sort of like a hidden tuck spot if I want to. Now I'd quite like to add some more detail. I've pulled out some washi tapes that I thought might go with this page and that one here. I don't possess any of the expensive designer type washi tapes. Mine are just ones that I've picked up from TK Maxx or Poundland, places like that. Tiger, I think I might have had some of these from. And so I am just going to try some of these and see which ones go. Now that one, you see, I think is just too busy. That's a no-no. That one there I really like, so that's a possibility. I pulled out this one because I thought it matched with the heart theme, so that one's a possibility as well. I also love this rose one, and because it's got polka dots on, it goes with the spots on the pink and white paper there. So again, that one's a possibility. And I've also got this one here as well in green. Life is a Journey. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure that the green is the right shade. Let's give it a try. No, I'm going to pass on that one. So those two are a no-no. But let's see if we can do something with these. So first of all, what I'm going to do, let me just bring back my piece of deli paper. I'm going to glue this onto the envelope, just using my glue stick. So this is a reminder, you know, of where the tag kit came from, and Laurie's details as well. So there we go. We'll have that on there like that. And I like the simplicity of that on the envelope from Papa as well. Again, because this is plastic, I'm going to use my double-sided tape, but I'm going to do it off camera because my address details are on the back. Okay, so I've just used a Sharpie marker just to get rid of my address details, just so that you can see what I'm doing. So I've applied my red score tape, and of course I want it to go this way up. Make sure you get this in the right position when you're using red score tape, because once you've glued it down, that's it. There is no going back. So I think I want that there, like that. There we go. And then, as I say, I've got a little tuck spot there. So that's my envelope. This is the necklace that Papa sent me that was in this envelope. So there we go. I just went and grabbed it from my dressing room. So I just need to decide now what I want to do with this washi tape. I really like the idea of having this one here about there. So I'm just going to stick that down. Of course, washi tape isn't completely permanent, so if I don't get it in exactly the right place, I can stick it somewhere else if I want to. I think I'm going to have some of this polka dot one down here as well. So how do I want that to go? About there, like that. Let's just move the envelope out of the way. There we are. So that just frames that nicely. And I think I want a few of these hearts as well. I think I'm going to have some of that up there, like that, just to tie the hearts in from the opposite side of the page. There we go. That's cute, without it being too busy. So again, I just need to decide what kind of glue I want to use to glue this down. I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, although what I want to do to start off with is just apply a little bit of glue here like this, just to stick that down. And then I'm going to have that there like that. I'm going to use my 3-in-1 for that though. There we go, just apply some of that. And that's a nice way just to remember things that have been sent to me. I'll have to make a note that it was contained Papa's gift. Like that, I think. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now that's glued down, and I'm wishing that I'd inked around the edges, and because I've just used my Fabri-Tac just in the centre, I'm just lifting that up slightly just so that I can ink with my Distress Oxide in Iced Spruce, which is the ink that I used for the opposite page, just to ink around the edges as an afterthought. There we go. So we'll just do that. This is the Distress Oxide in Iced Spruce, which is the colour that I used primarily in my previous junk journal that I made. So I'm liking that. I can perhaps add a bit on the side here as well, carefully. There we go, because I haven't glued that down. I can lift it up slightly. There we go. No mistakes, you see, no mistakes. There's always a way to fix it. This is me being all gung-ho. There we are. So I'm happy with that. That looks better. And then I'm thinking, I've got some of the sequins left over from the tag kit that Laurie sent me. In fact, these are the only bits that I've got left. I don't think I want to use the pink because I can't really see anywhere that would go. But I think I might be able to use some of these leftover sequins just to tie the pages together, perhaps. So I'm just going to have a play around with these. Let me throw that. We don't need that. And see if I can make use of any of these. Now I've had a play around with the sequins, and I've just decided on 3 in the end. I just think that looks really cute. I'm going to use the same glue that I used to apply the sequins on the other page, which is the Anita's Clear Gloss 3D Gel. This is very similar to glossy accents. So use glossy accents if you want an alternative. And so I'm just applying the glue straight to the envelope like that, and then adding the sequin on top. I think that's the easiest way to do it. There we are, and I'm going to leave my page for the time being at that. I mean, maybe I'll add some bits and pieces to it at a later date, I don't know, but for the time being I'm going to leave it there. I think that looks really, really pretty. Now, I know I said I was going to leave it there, but I found these cute butterflies. These were sent to me by Amy when I did a 2,000 subscriber giveaway challenge. And so I've got a couple of butterflies left, and I just think they work really well with this. So I'm going to glue those down here like this, just to add a bit of something. So that's that page done for the time being. These are dimensional butterflies, just 2 layers of paper glued together. They're really, really sweet. So right, what shall we do next? Now I've decided to tuck the instructions of the tag kit just inside that little tuck spot there. And I'm also thinking that I can use this stamp that was on the envelope that Laurie sent the tag kit in. And so I'm just going to see if I can tear around the envelope and just peel off that gorgeous round stamp. I just think that's so cute. So let's see if we can find a way of using this somehow. So I'm just going to get rid of the debris of the stamp. I can maybe cut it with my scissors. Let's have a look. Let's just try and get rid of those bits that are poking out. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. That will do fine. Let's get rid of these bits on the bottom here as well. And then I think I want to ink around the edges of that. Well, in fact, let's try and find a place for it to start off with. Where could that go? You see, I'm thinking that that's maybe a bit busy there. What else have we got? Where else could it go? Oh, could it make a tab on that page there? Do you know, I really like it there. I'm going to fold that in half like that. And I am going to glue it on there. I think I'm going to ink around the edges of it first. So let me just find my espresso truffle. I think I'll use this colour this time. Let's ink around the edges just to grunge it up a bit. So just using every last bit of this packaging, and then I think I'm going to pop that there like that, because it goes really nice with the green in this background. Let's do it. Don't change your mind, Nina, just do it. So I want a bit of glue just on both sides here. You see, I've reverted now to the 3D gloss just because it's handy to me. This stuff dries really quickly and is strong as well. This is a really good glue, and I think this is a lot cheaper than glossy accents. There we go. We'll have that there like that, I think. And it grabs more or less permanently straight away, as you can see. There we are. Now I want to do something with this gorgeous page here, but this wallpaper, I think it's Sanderson. Is it Sanderson? Yes. It's just so pretty that I don't want to cover it all up. So I've pulled out some more packaging. This is just one of those plastic tags that your security cards, when you go on business, goes into. I picked up a whole wad of these the last time I was in the scrap store. And I just think that this tag that I made a couple of weeks ago just goes perfectly. This was made in the video Altered Tags and Other Packaging. I'll leave all the links to the relevant videos in the description box below. But I think if I pop that in there, for one, I'm not covering up the lovely book paper, and also that you can still see the background of the wallpaper underneath. I really like that. The colours all match really well. So I'm going to add that there. Again, I'm going to use some of this double-sided sticky tape because this is really strong. Now, I just want to add it slightly in from the edges. Let me just find a pair of scissors. Then hopefully you won't be able to see the tape underneath, and of course it won't buckle either. So this is my plan. We'll see. So I'm just adding that there, burnish it down. I'm going to use my pokey tool just to try and lift it up. There we go. 1, 2, there we are. And I'm just going to stick this down. So I think I want that to go. Something like that. Let's try and have it fairly central if we can. So there we go. And by the time the tag goes in, I don't think you'll be able to see the tape underneath. There we go, well hidden. And I just think the lovely green sari silk just goes absolutely beautifully. So that's that page there. Really, really simple. So let me pull out some more bits and see what we can do next. Now again, running with the packaging theme, this is an envelope that I got either in Happy Mail, or I think it was sent to me with something that I ordered through the post. And this little card came inside it, and I just love the way that looks if I mount it on the front of the envelope. Now it's got a really white back, which I don't like, so let me just put my journal to one side for a second, because what I'm going to do, I've got another piece of the music ledger paper which I'm going to add to the back of the card. Let's just have a look. What I'll do, I'll apply some glue stick. Glue stick is absolutely fine for this. I don't need any more than that. So we'll make sure that we apply plenty all round the edges. There we are. Stick that to one side, and then I'm just going to stick this down to my ledger paper. It doesn't matter whether it goes on the front or the back. Let's have a look here, try and centralize it about there. That's fine. And then I'm going to trim around the edges. So I'm just using a key card, hotel key card, just to smooth that down and just burnish it, just to make sure that the glue is stuck. And then I'm going to trim around this with my paper scissors, and then we can ink around the edges as well. So that's that. Happy with how that looks. And again, I'm just going to use some of the iced spruce just to ink around the edges, front and back. I'm not going to ink around the edges of the envelope though, because I just don't think it needs it. Just this, just to hide the white primarily of the paper that I've added to the back. So we'll do it front and back, which will frame the back as well. I might add something to the back of this at a later date. I've got no idea what at this stage, so I'm just going to leave it be for the time being, and you know, just have a think about that. You don't have to do everything straight away and complete every single page. And then what I want to do is just add that to the flap of the envelope. So let's have a look and see where we want that to go. So what I'm going to do is hold that in place, and then I'm just going to use a pencil. I should have been prepared for this, shouldn't I? Here we go. We'll just use a pencil just so that I know where my glue has got to go, because I don't want it spilling out of the edges. So we'll just add some pencil marks, and then I can just go in then with my glue stick just on the inside of that line, and then rub the line out. So here we are. Add some to the edge as well. Should have got my deli paper for this, but hey ho. Let me just get rid of any clumpy bits. Rub those in. Grab myself an eraser and just rub those pencil lines out before I glue it down. Here we go. Get rid of those. That's fine. Get rid of the eraser blobs as well. I don't want those leaving chunky marks. And then let's have a look. We can stick that into position like so. Turn it over and just burnish that down. Let's just grab a paper towel to do that. I just think that looks really sweet, and then that gives me the opportunity then just to, you know, tuck something in and put something inside the pocket as well. So let's place this into the journal. So what am I going to do with this? Where am I going to stick it? I just love how that looks. I've put some of the red double-sided sticky tape on the back, and I think I'm going to have it in this right-hand corner over here, because if I tip my journal sideways, you can see that I've got a lot of bulk already that's focused on the left-hand side of my journal. Where's the page gone? So I think if I have it here, then that's just, you know, balancing out the bulk a little bit. So that's where it's going to go. So I'm just going to use my pokey tool now, which I've decided is the easiest method to remove these awkward backings. So pop those in the bin. There we go. Get rid of those and stand up to do this. I'm just going to have that centralised on the right hand side. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Be careful when you do this, because once it grabs, that's it. You are stuck with it. Whoops. That was a close call. You see, it's already taken some of that paper away, but I think we're all right. There, like that. Now I'm looking at this page here and I just absolutely love it, but I love the background as well. And this page in its own right is just a bit heavy because of the card that I've added to the front. Can you see how floppy it is? And so I've decided that what I'm going to do is glue the manuscript paper down onto this piece of yellow parchment. You might be able to see that I've made some marks here, because what I'm going to do is just add some of my double-sided tape. I think this is going to be the easiest way to stick it down without buckling. So I'm just going to add that here like this. So you can see where I've added my tape. I'm just going to lift this up using my pokey tool, and this should be enough just to hold that page in place. So I'm happy with that. That stabilised that page front and back, and will make it much easier for me to work on. I can add a focal image to the left hand side, and of course now I've got the whole of that page to play with. I love how that looks as well with the envelope once that's open. That's just really cute. So I think I'm going to leave the journal here for today. I've got no idea what I want to add to the left-hand side, so I'm just going to leave it be. But let me just take you right back to the beginning. I've added a couple more things to this page on the left-hand side. I added another torn strip of the rose and polka dot washi tape. And I also found this butterfly stamp in my stash. I love the colour of it. I think it's absolutely perfect. Matches the rose perfectly and just pulls those two pages together really nicely. I've also added a couple of blank craft tags as well, one to the left hand side, and you'll see why I've done that in a minute, and one to the top as well. They're blank at the moment, but those will give me a couple more things to work on. I've still got the instructions of the tag kit as well, just tucked in there like that. But when that page is closed, I just love how you can see the craft tag poking out on the left hand side, and again it just pulls those pages together. I just really like how that looks, and I just love as well that you can see when this page is open, you can see the little bird poking out on the right hand side. Of course, I've done nothing with this page here as yet. I love the simplicity of this page, and of course all I've done here is added the clear identity pocket and little clothing tag. And of course, you know, I made the tag out of the stamp of the envelope from the tag that Laurie sent me. And then we're just back to the page that I worked on a minute ago, and that's all I've done so far. But you can see that, you know, the journal is starting to come together now. Now, I know that a couple of people commented in the Facebook group this week saying that, you know, they just found it really easy to make the journals, had great fun making them, but they just found it really difficult to get started and do that first page. I honestly think, and I said this last week when I was working on this spread here, the hardest thing is getting going, and once you've done your first page or your first spread, I don't know, the journal just seems to start to come together. I mean, you saw here that I was inspired by the colours that were on these two pages here, and then I picked out the green to do this one here, and of course I continued with that green theme going on to this one here, and one thing just leads to another, still sticking with that green theme, and so the colours often inspire you. So, you know, my advice is just put something down, just do one page and just see where you end up. So I hope you enjoyed what I've done today, and as always, if you did, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. But do let me know what you think in the comments below. If anybody would like to follow along with our prompts, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, in the description box below, so feel free to join the group and come along and join us. We're really fun and friendly and supportive and encouraging. I'll also leave the link to Kylie's video in the description box below as well, so go and check and see what she's been up to with the altered tags and packaging prompt this week. And take care, everyone. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.